Hello, welcome to Pick Central, presented by Barstool Sportsbook. 21 plus. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I am joined here today by Smitty on Zoom, Clemmer, Big Ev, and the beach bum, Rico Bosco.
Yeah, I'm back. Took a week. God forbid. Marty's the gatekeeper of vacations at 12:57. 1257.
I'm kidding.
Jesus fucking Christ, man.
What? You were gone for the week, I have to say so.
He came in one of the days.
Got it.
I thought you were reformed. I thought we could do jokes. Not yet?
Gotta wait a minute in at least.
Wait a minute in. I'm sorry.
Rico's the only guy I know that can go on vacation and be angry when he gets back.
Way angry. all he talked about when he got in was everything that made him angry when he was gone. Nothing about that made him happy. Right?
Yeah. All right. See you too. Yankees are getting Shohei. It's all good. Jokic sucks. Play the hits.
See, I could take it. That's funny. First of all, let's start off. We got to start the show by this guy. You want to talk about someone who might be crazier than Rico Bosco is Fasoli. Did you guys so if anyone doesn't know, Fasoli is a producer and editor for this company. He's been here for I'd say 3 years?
A few years now, yeah.
Not like he's one of the day one guys. He's 2 years.
He's day one at heart.
He does have Viva tattooed on him, I believe.
He does, yeah.
He's a day one supporter.
Upper thigh.
Let me tell you. So for some reason, Donnie texted his friend to fuck with Fasoli. Have you seen this, Rico?
Yes.
For some reason, I'm not sure why, Donnie does this sometimes where he just does some random ass thing. His friend went to go fuck with Fasoli. If you want to read this, I'll read it real quick. Hi, Nick. This is so-and-so with Cape Cod's Times. We're doing a piece on the downfall of hometown heroes. We wanted to see if we could interview you for the article. We're thinking of starting with your thriving career at valet at the...
You guys got spelling errors and grammatical errors.
We're at a valet at the famed lobster trap and run through the events that led you to being a failed drone pilot. If you're still local, we can meet at the lobster trap to get some shots of your out front. Please let me know of your availability. So, I mean, first of all, any human being sees that, you're like, that's just not real.
Anyone sees that you're like, someone's fucking with me.
Like, that's the first thing. I get text messages, like, random things, and you're like, that's just not someone, you just don't fall into that. That's a thing I go, whoop, delete. Don't think of it. So this was his response. I think he was trying out his response to his family group chat, and this is what he got. I can't
he
read.
didn't actually send that to
I'm
them?
not sure. This is what I think it was from. I'm not reading all of that, but you guys all need to read it.
He was very upset.
He went on to be like, I can't even believe he said. First of all, if I ever sent back this to somebody, I get killed online. Smitty would get killed. Rico would get killed. Imagine we did that.
Yeah, I mean, I've sent some long texts.
Yeah, so, you know what? I'm
so happy you're back.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so happy.
I sound like it early on.
You know I did not care at all. I'm just kidding.
But you know how insane it looks now, Rico, don't you?
What?
Those long texts.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. I'll run my days by Marty.
Listen. Run your days.
Got a couple of days in August.
Is that okay, Marty?
Is
that okay?
I won't be here Friday. Is that all right?
God forbid.
You don't want me to really get into it?
What?
You don't want me to really go into it. The response back was basically like he was from the scariest town of all time.
He made it out the gutter.
The most famous person to come out of
most successful.
Most successful. I mean, listen, he was probably mad, but it was a funny response. And it was a bit nuts, but hey, the man loves Barstool.
So I went and looked.
He's very proud of what he's done.
A number of people have lived in that town.
Bit nuts.
He's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he said he's the most successful person to come out of his town. I believe Peter Gammons lived in that town. A congressman in Massachusetts at one time lived in that town. I don't think they grew up there, but there are a number of people.
Clever dug up receipts.
I mean, I had it after that. I'm like, could he be the most?
I don't think the Cape Cod's the most. No one's like, holy shit, you're from Cape Cod. That's the streets. Like, no one's like, that's a scary place to grow up. Me and Rico actually, we were on Nate Oates' boat. And Nate Oates was like, don't jump into the water. Like, it's just something we do not need. Like, no one's allowed to jump in the water over here. Tell me if I'm saying this wrong. But we're all on the boat, and Fasoli just jumps off.
Without a life vest.
And he just said, don't. And he's in the water. He goes, don't worry. I'm from the Cape. That was it. That was all he said.
What the fuck is he talking?
And that's when I knew he was nuts. I said,
So
this is when.
Did he absolutely hear Nate Oates say don't jump in?
A million. It was.
It wasn't more so like jump, but it was one of those things like he's responsible for these people. You're not going to leave. You could jump because we were all jumping in to ride the thing and whatever.
Got it.
Have
So
a
it
life
wasn't
vest.
necessarily like jump in. That might have been, but it's like you're not going to jump in without a life vest and then me pull the boat away.
He doesn't necessarily. It was the first time we're really meeting him. It wasn't. He necessarily didn't know us so well. But he was just like, just have a life vest on. It was very normal. He wasn't doing anything. It was just like, and then all of a sudden, it might have been 5 minutes after, he just jumped off.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right. And I'm pretty sure he jumped off to just pee in the water.
It's like, yo, what's up with your boy?
Yeah. He literally was like, what's going on with that guy?
And I love Fasoli. I will say, when I knew Fasoli was crazy, his first week, every day he's hounding Dave. He's like, you doing the rundown? Like breaking his balls. Like being like, you gonna do the rundown today?
Dave? Yeah.
Like not like talking shit, but literally being like, you gonna do the rundown?
He was like an intern.
And literally his first
week.
And then if he would say no, he'd almost give Dave like an eye roll.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. I was like, this guy's nuts. But I remember Dave liked it because he's got balls of fucking steel.
Let me tell you something. If I wrote that response back being like, that's who I think I am, I think I'd probably I think Dave might have if Smitty said that or Rico, Dave would have been in the office today and talking about it. Am I wrong?
You boys remember when I got in trouble for going up on the mic in Philly?
Yes, I was at that.
And riling up the crowd? Yeah. It's almost like I went up because there was an unironic Viva chant going on and the crowd went silent. I wonder who did that Viva chant and I was covering for. Still covered for. On Dave Portnoy show.
It was a year later it comes out?
Like 2.
2 years?
Yeah, now it doesn't happen
2
anymore.
years, yeah, 2 years.
Well, I just want to step in. This is all ridiculous from Fasoli, but no one loves Barstool like Fasoli loves Barstool.
Fasoli's a good guy.
Yeah.
If Barstool has one fan, it's Fasoli, and if Barstool has no fans, Fasoli is dead.
But
He's
no
got literally
matter what-
Viva tattooed on his
No
thigh.
matter what, you still gotta be called out when you're doing
No,
something.
but I'll say this about Fasoli though. So after I lost Barstool Idol, he sent me very nice messages after a genuinely good human being. Fasoli's a good guy.
All right, we're making fun of him. He's
I know, but I gotta say he's a good guy. I like
say he's a good
I
guy.
was, but it's someone that I understand.
I think he's a great guy. He's just
It's someone that people don't know that well. Give him a little. You gotta give him a little
a
something.
little context.
Listen, I wouldn't make fun of him if I didn't think he was a good.
It's a crazy response by
No,
him.
he's nuts.
Same
He's
thing.
nuts,
I still
but
love him.
Yeah, he's nuts, but I like him.
When you do something that's crazy, it needs to be brought up. That was nuts.
It's very funny.
It was funny though. I was like, and also Donnie didn't ask his friend to do something like that. He just said.
He just said do something, and that was what
He
his friend
made up
came
his
with.
own thing, but
I'll give Donnie's
Very
friend
funny.
credit. Very funny.
Donnie's friend is a genius.
he must be bored at work. That
Just,
guy.
just doing a piece on a failed drone pilot is very funny for the Cape
best
Cod
part-
Times.
The sneaky best part was Donnie saying that his friend, unironically, was kind of cold calling at work when he was sending
Yeah.
that.
What if Fasoli hit him with the I'm actually droning in Alaska right now, where you're cold calling a loser.
I want to let's move on to some sports. A lot of shit happened this weekend. I want to start with football real fast, so we could do more baseball because that's what's happening now. But football, DeAndre Hopkins goes to the Titans. Very weird team to me. Why he's going there, I'm not sure.
One reason.
I know money, but no one was giving him more money.
I don't think
You
so.
only got a 2-year deal, right?
It wasn't
2
like
years,
an
26
insane amount.
Up to 32 in incentives.
It's a good amount, but it wasn't like I was like, whoa. I don't know. I thought another team could pony up and do 2 years for that.
Titans are still a contender, kind of. They're deeper in that AFC.
Just like who's their quarterback?
They're kind of falling off. I mean,
Yeah,
the fact that the Patriots didn't match that.
That's what
or
I
go
was
higher,
thought.
That's the insane part.
That's who and also
what is with that? Why will the Patriots just never go for a wide receiver.
It makes no sense to me.
They did. I mean, they only
Two names they got. They got Moss at the end of his. They got Moss towards the end.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
And then the one I was excited about was they got Brandon Cooks and then traded him before he unpacked his bags.
Yeah, it is true.
Everyone's traded him before he unpacked his bags.
He almost played in the Super Bowl.
That's a hell of a screenshot.
That's a wild frozen shot on Bosco.
Packed his bags.
Yeah, bang. So DeAndre Hopkins goes there. It's so weird that like Matt Judon was like cap and was like, no, I'm pretty sure he just signed. Like I don't think they would announce the signing when he didn't.
No. It was a Schefter bomb too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and also McAfee on the golf course was with Vrabel, and he was like, "Is this? You didn't tell us?" He's, "Yeah, I knew since yesterday." It was kind of cool. Trivia question: besides DeAndre Hopkins now, who is actively on the team coaching? Anyone part of the Titans?
Mike Vrabel.
You saw that tweet?
No, I didn't see the tweet, but the way you worded that is just the easiest trivia
You
question.
didn't even get to the end of it. Who's been the longest?
Why would you ruin it?
Were you going to say longest tenured?
No,
Because
you're a scumbag. How about you go? What do you mean? Let me finish the fucking question.
Unlike former members of the show, Enrico Bosco are trivia champions, and we know how.
Yeah, but I had a nice
worded
question. Who has the most receiving touchdowns?
Oh, it's Mike Vrabel.
Oh, just on the roster, just I'm part of the organization.
Or the organization. Isn't that crazy?
It makes sense.
It doesn't. He was a linebacker.
Yeah, but he caught passes. They have no receivers.
That's what I'm saying. The fact that he has.
And, like they have their rookie. He had,
Are they just going to triple cover? Like, what's going to happen with this guy?
So why is DeAndre Hopkins going to a Titans team?
Traylon Burks. I mean, they invested in a first round pick in him last year. He should be good. Their quarterback. I mean, Tannehill was just really bad last year. If he's bad against this year, I'm sure we'll see Levis at some point. But I mean, he's there for money.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm still kind of a Tannehill stan if he's healthy.
I think we saw his best.
Not gonna win the Super Bowl.
I just think we saw his best.
I think he's reliable.
Sure.
I think he gave us his best.
I think there's a lot of teams in the
If he's
NFL where he's
healthy.
not reliable. That aren't reliable quarterbacks. He's at least reliable. I don't think he's a superstar that can win you a championship, but he is reliable.
I just think they're heading kind of weird direction because they're trying to I think Tennessee's in the spot where they trade away AJ Brown. They invested probably too much money in Henry and Tannehill. They're kind of trying to sign a Hopkins. They're kind of trying to tread water. The defense is still decent, but it's not it's good. Not
Also,
great.
I mean, in the AFC, it's weird when you're in that
the
spot where you're
bad division.
any other time, yeah. So any other, or it's tough when you're we're you sell yourselves on being hey, we're the fourth or fifth best team maybe in the AFC, and we'll be in the playoff race every time. But those four teams ahead of you are really good and have superstar quarterbacks. So to put yourself behind that is difficult.
I think at this point they've been lower than that.
Now that so I mean it's the Chiefs no brainer.
You got the Chiefs, you got the Bengals, you
Still
got
the Bengals,
Bills,
the Chargers.
you have I think the Jets are
Bills.
the Jets are gonna be
Put the Jets
better.
in that maybe with that.
Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins are good.
Who else is out west that's pretty good that I'm forgetting? Denver
Broncos,
maybe.
I was gonna say, do you
We'll say the
trust Sean
Broncos.
Payton?
They could
Broncos
maybe
have a
bounce
coach.
back.
Yeah, I just think but it is weird because if you're Tennessee and you win that division, you do have a home game in the playoffs, which is a
Jacksonville's
big.
a lot better.
You do have a home
I'm gonna
game.
throw
so.
this. I'm gonna throw this out there right now. I know it's not Win Total Wednesday and football's still a while away, but the Broncos with an actual coach that isn't the worst head coach in NFL history are gonna do something. It might not be a Super Bowl, but they're going to do something
I
a little
almost
bit
feel
better.
like
than
that's
last year.
becoming everyone's take on the Broncos, which scares me.
Well, it's almost
Because
like they just can't be
Marty,
worse.
they scored 16 points a game
No, I
last year. If
understand.
they scored 19, they make the playoffs.
I get that.
And that's
It's
coming from
just
an offensive genius, Nathaniel Hackett.
Everyone's like the Broncos.
He's become the dark horse of the AFC.
Yeah, and I don't. That's why I'm is it becoming too sexy? Is it? Am I? No, we're all not. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I agree with you.
Shit, you know who you didn't bring up too that I think I want to go the opposite way. If everyone thinks that Denver's the dark horse, is Cleveland the dark horse in that division?
dark horse
With Watson for a full year? What?
And a full training camp.
Steelers going to be better too.
Why are you laughing at that, Smitty?
No, I'm
mean,
not.
he was
It's
a
just-
superstar.
It's just every year it just seems like, is this
Yes.
the Browns' ears? This is the Browns' ears.
Yeah, but this one it's
But it makes sense.
a
with
full
Watson.
year Deshaun Watson.
quarterback.
But he's kind of like one, like I think everyone's kind of say. I think Denver's getting more talked about, but I think everyone kind of say the same thing about Cleveland. Like he couldn't really play worse.
Right.
He was so bad last
He
year.
came
though.
in the very end of the year. He hadn't really practiced them at all.
Was that
It was
rust,
also-
or is that who he is now?
I think that's Russ / he's like you're starting a new team, new organization. You really haven't practiced with these guys at all. You're just getting thrown into live action.
I also
You haven't
think
played for like 2 years.
a lot of
Plus,
the,
they were kind of done when he came in too.
They were in a
We're
weird
done.
spot. Yeah.
The
Sean
media-
Payton's also such a big upgrade.
the media also was just like it was a lot of the masseuse
masseuse.
stuff. So what?
Booze.
Booze just says.
Oh, we're talking about the
We're
Browns
like-
for
we're
like
like
3
five-
minutes.
five
Oh, I thought you said
minutes.
Broncos. Oh, I thought you said
Sean
I thought you
Payton
were-
come into-
I thought you were
He's,
still on the
only,
Broncos
he's only a
here.
couple minutes behind. Leave him
He has
alone.
Tourette's, Booze. Every time, like, I know it doesn't bother me more because I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking
Listen,
about.
I'm out here pushing buttons and stuff.
Yeah,
Can't pay
I
paying
was
attention the
like,
whole
Sean
time.
Payton,
I
what the
love
fuck?
you.
I was like,
They were
when did
talking
he
about
go
the Broncos
when the
still.
fuck
Broncos,
did he go to the
Browns.
Browns? DeAndre
Andy Reid.
Hopkins.
Andy Reid's a good coach.
Hey, Booze, what's your take on Sean Payton?
He's a good coach.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Big upgrade from Hackett.
DeAndre Hopkins, is he the best receiver to have the worst quarterbacks in his entire career? Because I'm going to tell you from just 2013 to 2017, Case Keenum, Matt Schwab, T.J. Yates, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Case Keenum, Tom Savage, Ryan Mallett, Brian Hoyer, Whedon, Yates again, Mallett, Tom Savage, Brock Osweiler. Then you had Deshaun Watson, Taylor Heineke, Tom Savage, T.J. Yates. That was all from 2013 to 2017.
I know they made a Super Bowl, but Larry Fitzgerald seems like he had bad quarterbacks.
He had Palmer and Kurt Warner.
Yeah, he had a couple
Palmer
of
for
decent
all
runs.
those
in his-
Calvin Johnson, I know he had.
but Stafford was his
Most of
quarterback
it.
most of his career.
What about like Andre Johnson? But Schaub was making Pro Bowls.
Andre Johnson was a good one.
Who was Hopkins' best quarterback?
Well, Watson for sure.
Yeah, Watson then Schaub.
Watson was only a little bit, though.
Yeah, it was only a couple
Then
of
if
years.
you want to play that, then it's Schaub.
What about AJ Green?
Didn't he have Palmer? early?
Dalton was good for those years he was
Dalton,
there.
yeah, Dalton.
He was like a solid player. They made the playoffs a lot.
And then what? Hopkins went to Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I mean,
Yikes.
but I mean, Kyler Murray's a weird because he was much better.
Oh yeah, that's
played.
yeah.
He at least played better the year that
Only
he was
2
like
years or
like year and a half he was there.
Half. But yeah, it's just like a guy who's been so. DeAndre Hopkins, you think about him, he's just a stud, but he's just had some really shitty quarterbacks. Today also is the last day for the Giants to pay Saquon his like extension, and also who'd you use? Josh Jacobs.
Saquon, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard.
So Tony Pollard is weird to me
What's
because
the option if they don't pay Saquon? They're going to do the
No, it pretty much.
franchise?
Well, so it pretty much he would only be able to sign the tender, and if he doesn't sign the tender or a new contract before 4 p.m. today, then he could hold out and not get fined. Whereas if you like sign the tender and like don't go to training camp or whatever,
Right.
they start fining you. But if he doesn't sign either, then he could just
Is
technically
that-
not get fined.
Is that something under Dable's camp that would be acceptable? I
I
thought you guys
see-
bleed blue.
I'm under the interpretation like I think from my sources that there a deal is being worked on. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, obviously, but well, I'll say two things. One, I don't see him as a guy. Maybe he doesn't come in the first like week or so at camp. Like I don't think that's crazy. We've seen guys do that and come in. It's been like even a couple weeks has been no problem. Maybe we get something done or whatever. But or he signs the tender, we figure it out. But that plus guys that have like chose set like if you go like full like Le'Veon or full like Melvin Gordon sit out like it doesn't work.
still like 8 games.
Like just like not play a season. Like you're burning like good years you have left in your legs.
Yeah,
You're
when was
only
the
getting
last,
older.
When was the last running back holdout that actually wore?
Like none.
But
can't
when
think
you
of
say
it.
Melvin
actually
Gordon
work,
cost himself his whole contract. Le'Veon Bell cost himself a ton of money.
I thought he got a lot of money.
He ended up getting lesser money than the initial offer the Steelers gave him was significantly more
The Jets?
when he ended up taking with the Jets, and then he was out of the league. He was like so bad.
Oh, he's boxing.
He
now.
pretty much only got like the guaranteed money. If he had stayed with the Steelers, there's a good chance he would have got like the full contract. Better situation. He didn't take a year off. Like think of that year, he just lost all that money.
Yeah, no.
In a year, he
it's
just
true.
didn't get paid basically.
It's true.
I just think it would
Is
make
it-
no
is
sense for
it-
Saquon to sit out.
Is it that off to say that out of the 3, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, and Tony Pollard, at least value-wise, Tony Pollard's the best of the 3?
No.
I don't think so.
How so in terms of how he's getting
Wow.
paid, Smitty?
in terms of how he's getting paid and how talented he is. I mean, he's essentially been a better player than Zeke the past 2 to 3 years.
No, that he has.
Yes,
That he
but
has.
I think Josh Jacobs. I think Saquon literally is the reason why we won half of our games.
He was the Giants MVP last year.
That's
Yeah,
all
I'm not saying
without
Saquon's
question.
like the best. Like he is the best, but in terms of value,
Well, it's going to be weird because with a tender, they all would make the same. But Pollard's the one I would see most likely to like sign the tender
because they have nobody. Like they don't even have.
because Zeke's not even on the team anymore. Like Zeke's not on the roster right now.
Today they said that it's most likely he's going to sign a 1-year deal with the Cowboys.
Who, Zeke?
Yeah, Zeke.
I can see that.
Rico, do you think? What are your thoughts on Saquon? Do you want him
I'd
back?
pay him. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you have.
100%.
I think we have to.
You look at a guy like
Give him
Daniel
two
Jones.
two
is
like
not-
front-loaded years.
Jones is not going to be able to throw the ball 60 times a game, 50 times a game. You need a stable. Get back to the way it worked, like defense, a solid running game. There's nobody more solid than Saquon when he's healthy. The numbers he's put up, it's ridiculous. Pay him, get it stable. He's been the guy. It was a draft pick you nailed. You don't want to see the draft pick you nailed go somewhere else. Like, just pay him. Figure it out. You need a running back.
That's what I keep saying. Figure it out. Because I understand why. Like we paid a lot to Daniel Jones, and we had to. That's a guy, quarterback, way more important. Obviously, he put handcuffs on us for playing well last year. You have to pay him. You just figure out some way. I don't think Saquon's asking for like an insane amount.
I have a question for you guys. Let's say you guys don't make the playoffs last year. Let's say you guys lose 2 more games and you guys miss the playoffs by a game. Do you still want Saquon? Now he would have never made the playoffs.
If we were close, yeah.
If it was a bust of a season, no.
No, let's say you went
1 game.
1 or 2 games, whatever. You missed the playoffs by 1 game.
Yeah, I would
probably.
say so. I mean, because he just was on offense. He carried our offense.
Look
I
at
think
our
that's like the
offense.
chicken or the egg thing because then you're in a total rebuild. So if we didn't make it, then Daniel Jones, you may be looking, are
but-
we going that way? We going elsewhere somewhere with him?
Well, it's crazy how 2 games can really change the entire track of
No,
like
but you
everything.
look at the Giants' offense last year. It was honestly so bad.
Giants had some really good wins, though.
No, they
Especially
did.
early on.
That's what I'm saying. Daniel Jones won with those receivers last year.
The
Like,
Packers, I mean, we were at the game. What was that, a 10-point comeback?
yeah,
The Ravens.
Ravens. Yeah, like they
Tennessee
they
week
did so
1.
much. That's why I think we need both of them because they did so much with so little, and it was just kind of them. Like, oh, did you see our guy? I didn't even realize Richie James is gone.
Yeah, it's
He's
unfortunate.
on the Chiefs. It's really sad.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, he's gonna be unbelievable on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
We got to do another Richie James
Him,
receiving
him,
yard
him
game.
and Tony are going to be scoring fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're each going to have 10 touchdowns. This
I
season.
think
that was a great
Chiefs
night.
wide
Juju's gone?
receivers for anytime touchdowns, like just go way down the list. They run such better play. Richie James will be like plus 800, plus 600 for a touchdown.
He's so good.
He'll definitely get one.
That Chiefs team, like, obviously is so good still, no matter what, when you have Kelsey and Mahomes. But, like, their receiving core is Tony, Scantling, and, like,
Yeah, but when you have Mahomes,
Sky
when you have
Moore.
Mahomes and
Sky
Kelsey,
Moore. I
Mahomes
understand.
and
It's just
Kelsey.
crazy
That's it.
where it's like we all last year, everything was like, oh, Tyreek Hill's gone. It's going to be a little bit of a speed bump. Just wins the Super Bowl.
Look what Rodgers did for a decade. Now, granted, he didn't win again after 2010, but I mean, Rodgers was basically playing with bums that he made into better what they were. But you have a quarterback and maybe one above average receiver or go-to guy. Like,
I just
you're
couldn't
okay.
imagine being a Chiefs fan. Like, you have no worries going into the season. You have a off season that you're always Chiefs. Even like, there's mostly just the Chiefs because I think every other fan base kind of has worries.
I mean, I would say
Patriots didn't for a
it
while,
transitioned from the Patriots to now the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Patriots didn't for a while, but like every day I'm worrying.
They've
about
now become the team, like their season starts the AFC Championship game.
Yeah,
They've been doing it 4 years in a row.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Their season
I
starts
said-
in like the Final Four. It's crazy.
I've said it on this show for years. Andy Reid's one hell of a coach.
yeah, you have.
Coach some ball.
And also, like with the Giants, it's like I'll know after week 3 if we're good or not. Like I know week 3 if we're making the play, if we have an chance.
You get thrown into the ringer with that schedule every fucking year.
Usually do.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I
wouldn't
mean,
say
between
that. I mean,
injuries,
Kind of
like,
three games.
This is
with
just
them.
but I mean, this is just the first year we've been good since like 2015, like last year.
That's what I'm saying.
I think the Giants are on the short list to make a larger than average jump.
I agree.
It's a big year.
We added.
It's a big Daniel Jones year. We added some receivers.
You need Waller
Waller.
to stay healthy.
Waller needs to stay healthy. That's massive X factor.
And you need the defense to keep showing up.
Yes, that is also true. I'm excited. We're 50. Yes.
Sorry, you said through 3 games, right? That you would know.
Yeah.
First 3 games. Yeah, home versus Cowboys, at Cardinals, at 49ers.
Could be 1 and 2. Well, we can beat the Cowboys, though. We're probably going to lose the 49ers, but we can definitely beat the Cowboys. Is it at Cowboys, you said?
Home.
Oh, it's home.
Home opener.
Okay, that's a
I hate. We always play the Cowboys
Week 1, it's brutal.
Sunday night
Almost
football.
always Sunday night.
I don't know.
But you
I
always
like
beat
that.
them. It always seems like you beat them week 1.
Nah.
Who are the 49ers going to have a
They
quarterback?
always beat us.
That's also true.
I mean, the 49ers don't even
That's only probably we might have a
They don't
chance
even,
against them.
as long as they have a guy and throw a forward
Is it
pass,
not-
they can beat
it's
almost
Darnold,
anybody.
right?
Yeah, Darnold's there. Trey Lance too.
I was gonna say Trey Lance. I'm pretty sure.
Will Lance be ready to go?
I think Darnold might start.
49ers seem like they always come on late, too.
They always are just.
I mean, they literally just need a serviceable quarterback and they'll be fine.
yeah, their offense is so ridiculous.
Yeah,
It doesn't even matter.
Purdy, give Purdy credit. Up until he got hurt, he was better than serviceable.
You want no?
Yeah, absolutely was.
absolutely for sure. But that's also just not to take anything away from it. It's a great situation.
Very small sample size.
Did you guys see great Deshaun Jackson retired this weekend?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't want to think about it.
Honestly, thank
Dude,
God.
he was drafted in like 09.
Yeah, he's the Cal.
Good
Amazing
career.
that he's
Cal
still
Bear.
around. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He feels like a guy who's been in the league forever. But also,
Yes.
but also has been around so long that you're like, is he still in the league? Like, I couldn't have told you what team he was
Well, the
on.
last like 4 years, he just kept getting signed like these 1-year deals.
I couldn't have told you what team he was
Like,
on.
you-
and he would catch a deep shot with like the Ravens last year. Be like, oh shit,
He was on the
still
Ravens.
got it.
And
Then
then
he-
okay,
he
Ravens.
was
yeah,
on-
and then
yeah.
he get cut a week later.
He was on the Raiders. I think the year before that.
Can
he's
you
been
name
on
the
a few
6 teams he played for in his career?
So he's played for obviously the Eagles,
Eagles, Ravens.
Raiders,
Eagles, Raiders, Redskins. The Eagles, Raiders,
Commanders.
Redskins,
Tampa.
Ravens, Tampa.
One more.
I don't know.
NFC team.
Hold on.
He wasn't a Seahawk, was he?
I don't know.
No. Rams.
Yep, the
Yeah,
Rams.
you're right. Fuck.
For
D-Jax. Good
before we
Right.
move-
Half of those teams was like for a week.
Yeah.
yes, and also when he got signed, everyone would pick him up in fantasy, being like, "This is the year." Before we move on to baseball. This was voted by players, coaches, scouts, and executives. Top 10 quarterbacks. Tell me what you disagree with, agree with. Patrick Mahomes 1, Joe Burrow 2, Josh Allen 3. Those 3, besides, but Mahomes is always 1. I think Burrow and Allen can switch slow. Don't say anything yet. Can always switch 2, 3. 4, Aaron Rodgers. 5, Justin Herbert. 6, Jalen Hurts. 7, Lamar Jackson. 8, Trevor Lawrence. 9, Dak Prescott. 10, Matt Stafford. I don't agree with most of that list.
I think Jalen Hurts is just disgustingly low.
Yeah, Hurts.
Yeah,
Hurts.
that's
I
7?
think deserves to be top 3.
6.
I mean, you put Herbert over Hurts.
That's
No,
that's
What are we
I
doing
don't.
here?
blasphemy.
I'm not even a Herbert basher.
I don't.
That's
That's
just
a social
egregious.
media quarterback for you. That's what everyone loves.
I think Hurts not being at like a minimum top 5 is crazy.
I think Hurts is 4.
I think unanimous like Mahomes, Burrow 1, 2.
You know what's interesting to me? We talked about him before, and I'm not rooting for the guy because, it is what it is. But how high can Deshaun Watson get back into that list?
Oh yeah, I think he get up to
Very high.
He's fucking good.
Yeah.
his like ceiling. He get up to like 5-ish. I think.
Let me ask
If he
you-
really,
Matt Stafford.
he
Isn't
really
he
hit-
washed up, haven't
I
we?
think that's just
Well, I'm telling you, we did it in the offseason. If you try to rank 10 quarterbacks,
Yeah.
when you get to like 8, 9, you'll realize.
Oh,
how
it gets
it's like, you're
it's
like, whoa.
sparse, but like Rico said, I mean, Deshaun Watson's sitting out there. There's a couple guys that are sitting out there that I mean,
Jared Goff ain't that bad.
I think when I did my list, I ended up putting Goff at 10.
Oh, who's Carr with? Where's Carr?
Saints.
Saints.
He's with the Saints.
Carr's like a top 15.
Yeah, he's like in that. He's in that like. He's in like the Kirk Cousins.
Don't forget about
category.
Russ too.
I think there's
With
a lot
those
of guys
Broncos.
who need
Russ
like.
stinks.
That's what's always interesting. There's a lot of guys in
Sean,
like that
Sean
tier
Payton's a
of
big upgrade.
11 to.
Let me
There's
ask
guys
you.
in that
I heard that, Smitty.
15 to 25 that need to have a year where they elevate into the top 10. I'm not saying they're top 10 long term, but for that year they like Daniel Jones needs to be a top 10 quarterback.
There's a few.
Times.
There's a
Kirk
few
Cousins-
young guys. Like it's a big
a
year.
lot
for,
of these guys that need to elevate.
Big year for Daniel Jones. Big year for like Justin Fields.
Jones doesn't turn the ball over. That's huge for a quarterback, but it doesn't put asses in the seat social media. What hurts Jalen Hurts actually is he's such a good runner. People overlook just how great he was last year as a passer.
He was incredible.
100%. But now let me ask you a
Giants.
question, because I still think Jalen Hurts is. I would rank him 4th. Do you think that a lot of people are still kind of putting him in like 6 or whatever because he needs to do it this year as well? I'm just asking.
Yeah,
the question.
for sure. But
I think that's
also,
what it is.
when is Josh Allen still getting pass after pass after pass?
Yeah, we didn't.
Like,
Josh Allen.
solid.
Josh Allen was not like good last
I
year.
think
threw a ton of
he
interceptions.
played through a bit of injuries last year, and like right when he got hurt, like you saw, he kind of flattened out.
I still think
if-
Josh Allen's better than Jalen.
I still
Hurts.
think it's 1-2.
of course.
Him and it goes
And I'm
Mahomes,
not-
him, big gap.
It's not.
Not big gap. There's a gap.
Mahomes is obviously number one, and I'm not knocking Burrow. I'm not knocking Allen at all. But even Burrow, obviously the talent's there. Obviously he makes plays. Dude, even the Super Bowl run, that defense kind of carried him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the defense played well, but I mean, to say they carried him, I think is a little bit of a stretch.
No, I think the defense carried him 2 years ago. Even last year, like
The game against the Chiefs, I mean, they were down like 3. He came back, they were down like 2-3 touchdowns. He
Burrow
brings it
also
back.
has wide
I'm saying
receivers
he's a
that
great quarterback.
his weapons are just unbelievable too.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, so
Well, so is Jalen.
so, yeah,
Hurts.
so does
He's
so
really
does Jalen
good.
Hurts. Everyone at the top is good receivers.
We're going weapons. Jalen Hurts has probably the best.
It's a pretty big
He's got
drop off after Burrow and Allen. I think then you have the best of the rest, and then you could make a case for Hurts there at 4. Is that what you're trying to do, Marty?
I have.
Yeah.
I think Allen and Hurts is close.
Look, if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt against the Bears, he's probably MVP last year.
he should have
He
been.
just is.
He should have
He's
been.
saying missed 3 games.
Yeah, no, that I agree.
I think I've said it a bunch. The thing that jumps out to me, so there's 7 AFC quarterbacks on that list,
Wow.
right? If Mahomes can keep and I count Rodgers now, obviously, because he is in the
Of course.
AFC, and he already has a ring, so take this with a grain of salt. But now he's in the AFC, and Rodgers obviously wants a second. If Mahomes can keep blocking these quarterbacks from winning titles for his career, and they never win one, I think that's where you start to put him in the GOAT discussion if he gets 4 or 5.
Well, I mean, that's what
You think
Brady
what
did for
he's-
so long. Phillip Rivers never got
Yeah.
one because of that.
He didn't get one, but Flacco got one.
Anning got 2.
Anning got
People
2.
got them around him though, which it's tough to just like he'd have to go full like Jordan.
Don't get me wrong. No.
Like, which I mean,
Ev, I'm
he's
just
on
laying-
almost a little bit of that kind of run right
I'm
now.
just laying
sort
it
of.
out there, but like gun to head, what would you put the line in terms of Burrow to win a title? It's probably minus a lot, right? You think Herbert might win one. I think some of these guys in their
Don't have
career.
minus a lot.
I think if you set a line
You
on,
wouldn't put Allen on the minus to win a Super Bowl, yes or no?
I think I'd give Burrow the nod. I think the team's better too.
I think Burrow.
I
people
mean,
would
the
say-
Bills. If the Bills don't make the Super Bowl this year, McDermott has to go.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's why I
has to
think
go.
Mahomes can really
Interesting.
pat his
Like,
legacy.
they need to
because this
make a
Bills team
jump
is
big
good,
time.
and they may never get one. You know,
I'm
like
tired of the Bills being put up here year after year after year with Josh Allen and them just not doing dick. Now, granted, 2 years ago, not necessarily their fault with the overtime against the Chiefs, but last year was a catastrophe. Even during the regular season, they just played down.
I mean, the since he had their entire offensive line hurt already wasn't good. And they beat the shit out of them.
I mean, that list
In Buffalo.
I just said 3 of the 10 quarterbacks have a Super Bowl. Like that's
Also, with the I get where you go for the state of talk, but also Burrow's 27, 26. Like we're talking about some young guys.
we're also
that's
talking
why
about
it's more impressive. You get
Sure, if he
Yeah.
doesn't get one after if he plays another 12 years and doesn't win one.
we're also talking
Right.
about how hard it like Patrick Mahomes makes it look easy to win a Super Bowl. It is
course.
so fucking hard.
He's,
to win a
he's
Super
I mean
Bowl.
he's the best player I've ever seen.
He's the best quarterback I've ever seen play.
To Ev's point, like how they make it to the Final Four every year, that almost like kind of like blocks out a quarterback going to the AFC Championship. You know, like right off the bat, you know there's only going to be one other quarterback in the Final Four with him because
Yeah.
he's there every year.
Yeah.
Zah, you don't like Patrick Mahomes?
I mean, let's pump the brakes. The best you've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's a guy that went to like 10 Super Bowls in his career named Tom
You would-
Brady.
I understand.
But Shao, we're talking eye test.
His
You gotta just watch him play.
his talent.
I watched Brady. Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah. I don't know if I put
Mahomes
Mahomes
is-
best ever yet.
No,
but I-
no,
No, we're not
Brady's-
the best you've ever
Brady's the
seen.
GOAT.
So Mahomes.
He is a
Brady's
better
the
like
GOAT,
he is just watch them play football. You're saying,
Oh yeah, he's
you want
unbelievable.
that guy or that guy? Like
Mahomes
you're-
is unbelievable.
So Mahomes is easy on the eye. Brady hits that 15-yard pass 10 out of 10 times.
No, I 100%. They like right.
So does Mahomes.
Right now, Brady is still the best we've ever seen.
Yeah, he's the
Like,
best player of
The way
all
we're
time.
looking at Mahomes, what he's doing right now is fucking insane with things we haven't seen before.
And just pure intangible talent. There's a reason why Brady was a 6th-round pick and Mahomes was in the first round. Probably should have been higher. I mean,
And also
Mahomes is objectively more physically talented than
Also,
Brady.
not
Brady's still the best.
to like poo-poo Brady, but I mean, could you imagine if this Mahomes was on those like early 2000s Patriots teams? They would have won Super Bowls by 50 points.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting stat. So
With a shutdown defense.
Like he for the first like 2 Super Bowls, he was a game manager. I mean, if they had Mahomes, he
Mahomes,
would have.
Well, how about you got to
threw for 400 yards
with that. Belichick's play design.
That's what I'm saying.
Shutdown
Imagine
defense.
him with that.
His
with that
ability
early
to
2000
make shit out of nothing.
Mahomes.
Can you
offense-
imagine Patrick Mahomes with Antoine Smith and Ben Coates throwing touchdowns to Mike Vrabel?
Oh, come on.
Well, you're talking Belichick. You're just really talking defense, not
I know.
offense.
All right, so Mahomes is currently averaging 38 touchdowns this season. The all-time record is Brady. He has, 664, I believe, or 649. What do you think Mahomes' chances to get to 700 passing touchdowns is?
What does he have right now?
Strictly health.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, he'll do
He's
it.
averaging 38 seasons, 192, and that, since he became a star, 38 a season.
How old is he?
27.
27. I think he's going to play till he's 37, 35, I'll give him.
I would say it's just
Let's
purely
say-
health. Like if he,
Say
I will think
longer.
if
He
he,
doesn't run as
Averaging
much.
38.
He doesn't run as much as we think.
No, but you can get it. He scrambles with his legs and makes plays. But
Yeah.
not for rushing, but he
Yeah.
I don't know, Ebo. That's a
people
lot,
open.
dude.
it's a lot.
well,
He's got
Brady
192.
just
I'll
played
give
a
him-
lot of years.
I'll give him 38 over 8, gets him 304 more. That puts him at 496.
So currently in his career, he's at 50, 26, 38, 37, 41. So he's going to be around 40 probably his whole
40
career.
more.
You know, Rico, people bust on you. That's some really good multiplication just with your hands there. No phone,
Pen.
just pen and paper.
You love
Old school.
Yeah, you are an old school guy.
So when Brady was finished his age 27 year, he had 3 rings. Mahomes finished his age 27 year, he has 2 rings. But here's the thing. Brady didn't win another Super Bowl until he was 37.
Yes.
Yep.
And that just speaks to the longevity of his career. Like, Brady won 4 more Super Bowls after turning 37.
Yeah.
That's
more?
4. He had 4 total. He had 4 after turning 37.
Jesus.
That's the crazy part. Like,
Well, that's also with the touchdowns too. Like he just played so many years.
right.
That I don't.
Can't have
I
that
guess
gap.
thinking back, it's.
That's the thing. Like
if-
Brady had two full careers.
I mean, he was better. He was better quarterback at 37 than he was when he was 27.
Yeah, fair enough.
Much better.
But Mahomes cannot have that gap. Now, I think he should have had the 3rd ring. Obviously, there were the injuries, Andy Reid's shit going on in that game, and he would have had the head-to-head with Brady, which not many guys have. I mean,
Gentlemen,
2,
my
right?
apologies. I hate to interrupt. I gotta go. Lieutenant Leals is getting ACL surgery. Want to put out my pick real quick. It's the Logan Gilbert game. Don't worry about it. Trust the data. Right, Clemmer? Logan Gilbert, Norman First.
I'm not as high on Gilbert as you are for this game, but he's been very good of late.
Especially, I hate the Twins. I just hate them. I bet on them way too many times responsibly, and they just show up and do dick. Fuck them. Mariners. Boom. Gilbert. Gentlemen, see you tomorrow.
Peace out, Smitty.
All right, let's go into a little baseball here. At the end of probably a couple minutes, we'll talk about we have a competition, Rico. We can add you to it starting today. So actually, let's do it right now.
Yeah.
So we're doing because Clemmer doesn't know Diamond. You know, he knows numbers. I know Diamond. I watched Diamond. I played Diamond. He looks at box scores all the time, so it's like, all right, it's not that hard when you study for 6 hours. That's why you do it. You know, I'm explaining the game. I don't know why you.
Because you're shitting on me while you explain the
What are you talking
game.
about?
You just said I don't know anything.
No, you know.
I've had
No, you know
Marty, I've
numbers.
had bowel movements to know about baseball than you
You
do.
know numbers.
I like this.
You don't know just because you watch numbers. I know Diamond. I watch baseball. I know the ins and outs. You know.
I
You
watch
know
more
stats.
baseball.
You know, you watch stats. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. So we're doing smarts versus heart, where I'm not going to sit there and look into my pick 6,000 hours of the day. You know. Do you want to be a part of it?
Yeah, Cubs.
Wait,
Cubs over today.
Slow down.
There's a punishment.
There's a punishment.
Maybe I don't.
The punishment is just the last place has to go to, you'd have to go to Yankee Stadium wearing a full Yankee uniform.
Pants, glove, hat, everything.
It's something that we can
You're coming
all
dead last.
we can
Four-
all
four
something
out
we
of
At a
can
four, yeah.
all do.
Name on the back of the jersey too.
I can never
For you.
go. I can never go to Christmas again at my house.
Yeah, me neither. I'll never be able to live it down.
Oh, so I thought we have to wear the opposite
would be
teams.
like-
Yes, opposite team.
We're
Okay.
wearing Mets to the Yankees.
And I'd be wearing.
I mean,
Yankees.
I'm still down. I thought it was the.
It would be like
I thought we had to wear.
a,
I thought we was gonna have to wear like Yankees to the Mets.
I'll be in
funny if you
pinstripes.
had a name
a
on the
full
back.
blown Murdoch situation. I'll be like, go out in that field.
Jesus Christ.
You gotta wear a glove and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, you in?
the fucking thing on there.
It's only if you're in last.
Yeah. For how many months? For the whole month?
For the rest of the
Oh,
month.
So it's for two next 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you just go to one.
So
Game.
basically, so the
Yeah.
July 31st is the last day.
Correct.
It's single picks. Can't be better. Like minus 120 odds are like the best. Minus 120 or like lower.
Yeah. All right. Cubs Nats over 8.5.
We'll get to that. But all right, all four of us are in. We're doing smarts versus hearts. You can pick whatever one you want to be. So
You're obviously not very smart, Mark. So you're going with your heart. But what do you, Rico? What do you
I
consider?
love when
more
people say
smarts
that.
or
You
heart?
know, I don't know if
Alright.
you know, we
and
work
Rico
at
are
the
both, like,
same
middle
place.
guys.
Like I look at. Yeah. I mean, like I look at.
True, yeah.
When the,
So when people say, "Oh, Marty's not smart,"
Yeah.
we work at the same place.
We're colleagues. In fact, if anything, you're more senior than I am.
I'm
here.
more superior than you at the job.
Don't tell. You're not saying this
So
to
it's
make
like,
me
you
sad.
know what? You could have used your smarts somewhere else, but you're at the same place.
Yeah.
All right. But so I'm gonna be obviously heart. I always go by heart. Big Ev, what are you gonna do?
I'm a middle guy. I've always been very thorough. I do real research. I think some more sports I do more research less, but I do real research. But I also there's some gut involved. Like there's some like my head needs to also match like what I'm seeing.
I know you do
numbers-wise as well.
research, but you got some gut in there.
It depends.
Sometimes you look at some things, you're like, that's gut pick.
Yeah. Oh no. I will. That's
do
what
anything
I admittedly
you
will
can-
shoot off the hip from time to time.
What?
you can't do anything more than plus 120.
No more than minus 120.
Minus 120. Like you can't do any juice.
Like, you can't go like any juicier than that.
120 is pretty low in terms of
I think
favorite.
I agree. I think we should be a bit more liberal.
But I think it's not fair if someone's doing like minus one. Like I'm doing a plus 100 today,
Right.
and somebody does a minus 150. Like that's not fair.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't count.
You're like your implied win percentage is significantly higher.
well, no, you got to.
Well, we're doing it by units, though.
Yeah, you do it by units. You can't count.
Yeah.
You shouldn't count it by record.
Are you guys
But
doing
no,
RIP?
we're gonna do full units. That's fair.
We can do 4 units. I think anything's in play, personally. But Marty was saying he doesn't
I
want to
just
have a
don't
thing
like
where-
when it's the last day and we were doing things and like Smitty would do like.
But then if we no, I say no like parlays like
The biggest bet of the day is going to be 200, 300. So you can only the only
If
way
you
you can
even
catch
do
up
that.
is being down 3 units.
I'm fine with setting
yeah.
like a limit on the parlay. So you said like the last day you can't just come back from like 6
Yeah,
down.
but if you're doing one pick, it's a straight pick anyway.
No, he does.
Or I'm if we want to call them just straight picks, I'm
You can
doing
do
that as
straight
well.
picks. I'm fine with straight picks.
No parlays, straight picks.
Let's
That's
do
it.
straight picks.
But we are going to do units.
Yes.
So you could do a plus like 200 if you want to go for like a double, basically.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to
fair
cap it at
enough.
200?
I think we should
You could
cap
do
it.
that.
Okay,
No,
and then
I'd say 3 because I think there's if you want to go like nuts, like a plus like 250 on like the A's or something, the Rus or something.
Or like somebody hit a home run.
Yeah, home run props are going to be.
Say no cap, just one straight bet.
All right, one straight bet.
No cap.
No cap.
for
Fine,
no
right.
no cap.
Do you know what no cap is? You know no cap's a thing.
No cap also means like a lie, right? It's a thing.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
All right, let's
Are-
go, Clemmer.
You know how I found that out?
Oh.
The Phillies game, they had a thing on the jumbotron. It's like no cap, and they literally say, and they explain, no cap means like it's a lie. I said, all right. That's great. I didn't know until like 3 weeks ago.
For bookkeeping purposes, are we going to do for minus bets anything that's minus money? Are you going to do risk to win 1 unit, or are you risking 1 unit?
I think you always
I think it's risk to win 1 unit.
Okay.
to win one.
So if you do a minus 150
And you lose
lost
minus
1.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to do that. It's the only fair way.
Yep. Okay.
Because I think it'd be stupid to do like say like 1 to win like point like 7.
Yeah.
Rather just go full. I think that makes it easier. Go. You're playing to win 1, or if you have plus money, you're playing to win more. In theory.
All right,
Well, I guess with the straight bets though, I guess we'll say this is real for the housekeeping. Do we want to like not? Do we want to take like home runs out of it then and that kind of thing? Because that's how you can do a Hail Mary on the last day as well. Just bet because if you just bet somebody hit a home run plus like 800 like the last day and you just win, that would be kind of annoying.
I mean, you
yeah,
know,
kind of.
that's that's a
this
Hail
goofy
Mary.
bastard's going to need everything he can do to get it. So I don't mind giving him a lottery ticket.
This is more like day-to-day gambling. Like this is real gambling.
That's why I want to do just like real picks.
I want to do
like,
a cap.
either got,
Because
like-
I don't like that either. Because I wouldn't want to win on that. I want to actually show you that I don't need to study 9 hours.
Okay.
So say keep it under because there'll never be a money line more than plus like 300.
Yeah.
So keep it plus 300 or less.
300 or less.
No home run props.
No home runs. That's
You in?
fine. Yeah, that works.
All right, us four are in. All right, want to just do those picks right now, and then we could talk baseball. All right, so these are our picks for today. Big Ev, you want to talk about yours quickly?
Yeah, I'm on the Raiders. They've just been absolutely on fire at home. The bats, it's a good pitching matchup. It's McClanahan versus Dunning, but Dunning's been very good as well. McClanahan, even though he's been good, he's given a lot of home runs. Rangers hit a lot of home runs.
He's coming off the IL too.
Yeah, coming off the IL. So yeah, I like the Rangers here plus money at home.
All right, so mine is Drew Smiley over 4.5 Ks. My reasoning is I'd go against stats. He's got 79 strikeouts this year. He doesn't strike out a lot of teams. And also, the Nationals don't strike out a ton. Why is it even money? That's why. Fuck the data. Drew Smiley over 4.5 Ks. And Clemmer?
Drew Smiley again. That's in Chicago, right? Yeah. So he has a 5.36 ERA at home this year, by the way. I don't
know why. I don't really care about your stats. Mine's heart. So what your stats mean nothing to my pick. So go to your pick.
He's also has a.
You go on your pick.
Okay. Yep. So that's a terrible pick by Marty. Very bad. I don't mind Ev's pick. Miles Mikolas. Under 60.5 outs. This is crazy. He started the game on Friday. He went 3 innings, was 3 scoreless. But they took him out. He's never made an appearance on 3 games, much less 2. And then the numbers also don't lie. Sorry, let me pull it up here.
How many pitches?
My tech does.
What's
He's terrible at home. He's a 5.01 ERA at home, and he's bad at night. He's a 4.85 ERA at night. So I just don't know. Like the idea that he's going to get an out in the 6th inning is crazy. Man, I don't see any way he makes it into the 6th at all. He pitched on Friday.
What's the juice on that, Clemmer?
Minus 115. It's already jumped up though. It was my pick of the day. I think it was.
If you like lock it in with if you locked it in,
it was one. I locked it in at minus 115. I saw it's minus 125 now, but I think that's a smart play.
I like it.
I mean, how many pitches did he have on?
He was doing very well. It's in the 30s. I want to say 39 if you put a gun in my head.
So that's really nothing. It's not really like short rest. Like 39 pitches isn't that. It is short rest. I understand it's been 3 days, but like
2 days. 2 days of rest.
But it's 39 pitches isn't like
right. But isn't that weak? Like
it is.
But that's
I don't know why they did that.
Well, I think the Cardinals are desperate. They had a doublehead. They had to push that game to Saturday, finish it off. And they just haven't been pitching very well against the Nationals, who have been hitting pretty well against your guy Drew Smiley tonight, though.
Rico.
Cubs Nats over 8.5. I think Smiley gives up a ton of runs. Looks like the Nats. They've got Gore, who hasn't been great.
Yep.
Give me the over.
I like that bet.
It's a little bit of research, but one of those where you don't think it enough. I think the Astros were a plus sign yesterday, or I'm sorry, a couple of weeks ago, and we were just like, this is a principal pick. So I'm somewhere in the middle in terms of smarts and hearts.
Gore's been pitching pretty poorly of late, and Smiley has too. I think that's a smart play.
Marty, as someone that's usually a stats guy, I kind of want to come along with you on LeBron, the gut betting side.
You should. It's way more fun because when you win, like if you do so much research, it's obviously you should do research when you gamble. It's what you probably should do, but Clemmer sits his nose in the book for 3 hours and he loses. It hurts more.
Well, I mean, 18-7. 18-7. I pick of the day. I'm up 10 units in 25 picks. I mean, that's pretty good. That makes me very happy. I'm much happier winning than losing.
I'm explaining my side.
I know, but you make it sound like if I work hard, it still feels good even when you work. It feels even better when you work hard. You put the effort in.
The effort.
The effort.
My efforts for these eyeballs are fucking bleeding every night watching baseball. No,
that's what I'm doing. You make it sound like I don't watch baseball when I get home, Marty. I watch more baseball than you do.
You watch
I'm up every night watching the West Coast games.
I watch more baseball than you do.
But you make it sound like I don't watch any. You make it sound like all I do is read box scores.
Let's count how many hours of watching baseball. Who knows more Diamond? Who says that you know play and watch more?
You just said I don't watch. You said I don't watch baseball. I read box scores. It's just crazy.
I'm messing around. Yeah, you get upset because that's a guy who
I want to cut your throat in this fucking game. I cannot wait to watch you bleed out in front of me in this fucking studio.
And when you played with that glove that barely fucking even. What kind of glove did you have back in
My first glove I ever had was an Eddie Murray glove.
There you go. So when you play, that wasn't even baseball. You don't know much. You don't know ins and outs of the games. I know. The ins
Eddie
and outs.
Murray wasn't baseball?
Back then. That's how no one has this glove anymore.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So basically, also, Clemmer also was right about the Reds.
For now.
Reds for right
The
now.
series.
Clemmer is.
What do you think? You
long
were
off
down on the
season.
Reds?
I am down on the Reds. I'm down on the Reds to win that division. I am. I loved your bet because it was a 16-1. Great odds. That because they're the
Rico,
second
I will
best.
give credit.
Went on a
for
14 or whatever. It was
and
like
Big Ev.
14,
it's a
15.
great bet.
Got it. But you don't change them bringing up Strand today? First off, can we
Oh,
pull
where are they gonna play him?
Strand's Jersey?
Oh, the jersey's hilarious.
Bro, it is. I just tweeted it.
Is it?
That looks like
Encarnacion dash Strand. It literally goes like it's a horseshoe.
every.
Literally a horseshoe on his
Is
back.
he keeping the strand? Because in the
Yes.
spring training, he didn't have the strand.
It literally says Encarnacion dash Strand.
Growing up on Staten Island, like now it's all stars for Little League.
Last name?
They would
Yeah,
wear
his
the,
two last
like, the
names.
vest jerseys.
Got, like, the
with
hyphen last
long
name.
names. That's exactly what it was.
It's a horseshoe. I said it's a fucking horseshoe.
I have friends who
Slower,
have
it goes
that.
lower than the number.
We need to buy
le-
that
the
now.
People was like, "Shut
The
up."
last
you're making
letter's
that
on his
name
fucking
up.
hip.
I got friends who have their Little League jerseys and they look like that. With
We
the
need to-
big oversized letters.
I need to buy that.
Yeah, it's
Well, I like this player a lot.
If they win the division, he plays well, and he puts him over the hump. I think I owe it to him to buy that jersey.
1,000%.
Should they
Here's-
call him the Rainbow? Should that be his nickname? No, it's
that's a-
CES. but-
Tough nickname. Where's he gonna? Where's
It's
he?
rainbows. It works.
Yeah,
it's
I
good,
understand.
it's
Yeah,
good.
you're not thinking about the other thing.
That's good. Where's he gonna play, Rico? Is it first base is covered, third base is covered? That's why I'm a
You
little
can
bit.
hit.
They must have a
put
plan
him in
to
the
play him
fucking
somewhere.
lineup.
I mean,
If he hits the way he hits,
they obviously have a plan for him.
I don't know.
Here's what
Do
do,
they?
But I mean, if you call him up, why would they not?
listen.
If he's not going to play,
you
why
can
would
also,
you call him
I mean,
up?
he's valuable. Platoon
gonna
him
do in
early.
AAA, though?
If you
He's-
want, platoon him early. Figure it out. Platoon him early. But you can hit. He'll find his way into the lineup.
I don't know if he's not gonna save impact as McLean or Steer or De La Cruz just because he's not gonna play as much. That's my concern with that. I wish he was a
Yeah,
pitcher.
but in the little he hit, when he keeps hitting and he hits bombs and he does what he's
Does hit
done
bombs.
in AAA,
Yep.
they're gonna find a way in. They'll figure it out. Also, like guys get hurt. You're not rooting for that, but some shit happens. You know, like it is what it is. So it's better to have 10 hitters or 11 hitters and figure out 9 rather than have 6. Like,
Are you worried about the Reds after this weekend?
it wasn't great losing 3 to the Brewers.
Blew the
We
last
know
one.
we're competing.
Schedule's tough for them.
What? Yeah, they got 3
Got
more.
the
I think they got
4 against the
6
Giants.
more against the Brewers coming up.
So what are they down 2?
They're down 2. They've lost a tiebreaker though. They cannot win that now. So if they finish the same record, the Brewers win the division.
How so? They've already played the. I thought they had 9 games.
I
Coming.
think they have less than that. It was less head-to-head games this year because the schedule you play everyone.
All right.
So I believe on
End of July, July 24th, 25th, they get them for 3, and then I thought they had. Oh, that's what it was. They played them before the break.
Yep.
And lost 2 out of 3. So okay, yeah, so it makes sense.
yeah, so they lost.
This was the 9-game stretch in July against the Brewers.
And
That's
they got the Giants for 4 this week, and then I think they have the Diamondbacks for 3 after that.
Dodgers, Cubs.
Oof, yeah,
And you get Nats, Marlins, Pirates, Guardians, Blue Jays. Yeah, I mean it's baseball. It's tough.
I have. This is not even a. I will talk shit about my team in a second. Honestly,
Hold on. In September they go Cardinals, Tigers, Mets, Pirates, Cardinals again. That ain't bad.
that's not bad. The Cardinals are going to make a lot of moves between now and the end of the month. They're going to trade everyone. Flaherty, Montgomery, go through the list. Even Goldschmidt.
Send Goldschmidt over.
Yeah, send Goldschmidt.
Send him over. To
Yeah, but do you think Goldschmidt would go?
I'll
Would he
take
stick
Arenado.
through? Would he stick through a bad situation just based off how much people love playing in St. Louis?
He's only there for 1 more year, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to trade him. It would make
Contract's up at the
sense.
end of next.
And with a year and a half of Goldschmidt, you get a nice haul.
Now, Arenado's a different story. He signed for 4 more years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Goldschmidt probably has the no trade, right? Like I'm asking more.
No, there's no. They don't. He doesn't have that.
I don't think so. They haven't mentioned
I
it.
don't know if he does. I don't know.
No, because they would have definitely mentioned it.
I thought he would have.
I'll make fun of my. I'm not even making fun of your team, but like when you guys, and that was a hard fly ball to catch when they looked at it. But that is when you turn the TV off and give up on the team.
It's tough when I'm there at the game with Clem.
Yeah.
So I was gonna
God.
call in Friday with this. I'll spend a minute on it. I wrote the blog. Buck Showalter has a reputation for being like a no fun fucking loser. Are you familiar with the Griffey story? 94 All-Star game, he called out him and Bonds. He's like, they don't respect the game. They're wearing their hats backwards,
Hats
shirt
backwards, that's right.
untucked. Everybody has a home run celebration. The Mets don't. Do you think that affects the clubhouse a little bit? playing for a hard ass and there's just no fun. Now, don't get me wrong. Their play on the field definitely also is a problem. Like, we ain't that good. But, everybody's having fun. Props, fucking coats, Viking helmets. Like, you got Buck being just no fun in the clubhouse. I think it affects it a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said when you're like, it's easy. It's like, for example, think about like the old Patriots. Like, people could deal with like Belichick when you're winning.
Right.
When you're like a hard ass and you're losing.
Yes.
And losing badly and things are just going like off the rails. Definitely a tough sell.
That was the famous thing with Ben Howland. They said he was a fucking social misfit, but he went to 3 Final Fours in a row, so they swept all that under the rug.
Results.
Then it's like, at a certain point after a while, it does come out. I think it just affects the Mets a little bit. And if you're a fan of a team, like anywhere, I feel like that you could make sense of that too. It's not just because it's the Mets. If you were a Guardian fan, you're like, man, why don't we have it? I don't know. I think you can connect both dots. And his history of being a hard ass, I'm not just pulling out of thin air. Like, he's a prick. So
Yeah.
connect both.
Want to put up our picks really fast to just the rest of the day?
Is that me? I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't see the street TV. Seattle money line. I like them. And then you have Royals Tigers under. Jordan Lyles pitched in this game, but he actually, based on the numbers, he's not that bad in certain situations, and this is one of those situations. And then to talk about the Nicholas already.
When the Reds give out the Rangers already, like the Yankees in a little bounce back spot here, and I love the Mariners tonight. Gilbert's been pitching much better. Give me the Mariners over the Twins.
I got Orioles based on the diamond that I watched.
0-0 in July.
I don't know how I'm 0-0. I don't think that's right. Marlins, Rangers, Yankees. Drew Smiley over 4.5 Ks.
I'll take the Cubs in the over.
Win Total Wednesday back this Wednesday.
This Wednesday.
Let's go.
Diving in deep.
Some NFL futures as well this week. Division, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, some MVPs. Get ready, folks.
So we're 52 days out, 51 days out. We
Summer futures.
Going to be talking about futures. That is the show. We will all be back tomorrow. Yak is up next.